We're back working on the house again today. This is our son's bedroom. That's the bedroom we're working on right now. Last time we were in this room, we installed a new wood ceiling. And since I think we're done handing wood through this old window, it's time to get rid of it and put the new window in place. So that's what we're doing today, installing a new window, getting rid of this one. But we're gonna save it because I like these old windows. And this is salvageable, maybe for a future project. We'll see. I'm getting peppered with paint. I'm gonna put my helmet on so I don't get any lead in my eyes. There's ladders in my way.
There you go.
Like the rest of them, that one wasn't bad at all. These windows aren't held in by much. They're only nailed in by the trim finish nails, so they pop out pretty easy. And like the rest, even though these windows don't seem like much, there's no water damage, there's no rot. These windows have held up for decades. No flashing tape, no caulk, just as is. Now, the windows we're installing are actually bigger than this opening. So we're going to be raising the opening and lowering the opening. We're going to cut a little bit off both sides. So I'm going to work on that right now and get it ready to get that window set in. Alright guys, I think this window opening is all prepped and ready for the install. Well, minus the flashing tape, but we got all the framing done. So what I did was I cut down the wall. I know it's hard to see, but just imagine this. This is a new sill. We put some new cripple studs underneath there on the side, so they're just support studs. And we cut down the middle one. We dropped this down. Same thing on top. We cut the boards up higher and put in some extra wood to space out the header and get it where we want it. So there it is, the new opening. We also cleaned up the outside. So I'm gonna get my flashing tape on the sill. We're gonna cover the whole sill, roll it up the sides. Just wanna make this watertight just in case it ever leaks. So here's the window. This is the same window we put in our daughter's bedroom. It's got the, I think it's called a prairie design. This is an all aluminum window. It's not the highest end window, but it's not too bad and it'll work.
Okay, it's in there.
Not bad looking, level. That didn't go too bad. It's a little bit snug, but we can work with that. I'm gonna go ahead and get it screwed in around the perimeter, and then we'll show you when it's done. Well, there it is, guys, next to the other one. They look good, it's installed. I don't mean to rush this, but I just wanna get out of the sun, so let's go inside. But there it is, there's the window, it's looking sharp. Now that the window's done, we can turn our attentions back to the wall behind you guys. This all needs to be finished up. We're going to be putting insulation in this wall, cleaning up a little bit of the electrical work, and sealing it back in with the original wood that we took off. So this should be a pretty quick and easy fix. Let's get going on that. I'm going to be putting a central vacuum inlet on the living room. So we're going to cut it from the back side here. My battery died. Again, my batteries are all pretty weak. I need some new batteries. It's almost been hard for me because all of my batteries have been failing. And I'm not sure if I should invest in more DeWalt batteries. I've been considering changing over to a different line, but I'm not sure if I want to do that because I like the DIY tools, but there's so many options to choose from. So we've just been making do with them for now. But that's the problem with battery tools, is that when you're relying on the batteries and they die, all your work comes to a halt. Sometimes it's nice to have those corded tools or hand tools, you know, these oscillating tools, mostly used for flush cutting and, you know, those odd little hard to reach spots, doing stuff like this. But it is slow. But it reminds me that I just got this. I've been wanting one of these for a while now. Ashley's looking at me because she has no idea what it is. So I saw this on Amazon and it was such a good price and it was the perfect design, and I said, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to try it. Can you guys guess what this is yet? Do you even know what I'm getting at here?
I know. I don't get it. I still don't know what it is.
I wish you guys could see Ashley's face trying to figure this out. Check this out. This is my brand new.
Whoa. Japanese pull saw.
Right. What do you think of that? Flexible blade, we can get into tight spots. And the reason I bought this, the reason I got excited when I saw that, is because of this handle. Because if you saw my old one, it's all beat up because the blade, I don't have a good spot to store stuff, and when you throw these in your tools, yeah, the blade, I mean, I've also cut nails and stuff and I ruined them, but my blades get all beat up from laying around in my tools. So I thought, well, this is neat because it has its own blade storage.
That's clever.
And I can put that away. And anyway, stop opening and closing it. Let's see how it works. As long as I'm not going to hit our pile of lumber behind here. Let me see which side works better for me. It worked. I was able to finish my cut at least without my battery. They got the job done. And this cost, honestly, about the same price as this replacement blade cost. So we're going to get some screws and we're going to screw this to the back of the wooden wall. Get this in place. So there it is, screwed in. Now we got a fresh battery and I have to drill a hole down through the floor for the vacuum tube. We got our hole going down through. This is vacuum tubing. Unfortunately, it's PVC. Yes, we try to avoid PVC in our home. Now, typically, you would put an elbow going down like this and straight down. I'm doing something not typical today. I'm using a T. I'll show you why in a moment. If I just use some clear glue, it would be such a cleaner looking installation, but as long as you're not looking inside the vacuum ports, it should be fine. So now the idea here is that even though the vacuum port is right around this doorway, you could easily plug a hose in and whip it into this bedroom. Just for convenience, I'm putting a convenience port on this side hooked to the same pipe. That's why I'm doing it this way. This T just gets me at the right thickness for this wall, and I think it's going to be perfect. The idea here is that if you want to vacuum in the living room, you know, you have the port there. If you want to vacuum in the bedroom, You don't have to, you know, whip it around. Just convenience, it's just closer. Redundant, yes, but it's what we're doing. So now we have 2 inlets going down 1 pipe. It's less PVC we have to use, less holes in the floor, and you can vacuum with the door closed. I guess now we can go ahead and start insulating this wall. I'm going to be using this rock wool Safe and Sound to insulate that wall. Well, there it is. We got the wall insulated. Looks awesome. So we're going to go ahead and just start installing the wood. I want to get this closed up as soon as possible. Normally we put paper up on the walls just to seal in the insulation, make everything easier. We're going to skip that step today because it's a small wall. We can get the wood up quick and it's not going to be a problem. So let's get right into that and finish closing in these walls. Sometimes you have these tricky situations where you have to get a tongue and groove board under something, and all I do is I cut a little notch, an angle out of the back of the board so that it can roll in. See how that's cut? It's easy. To step on?
Yeah.
Well guys, it looks like we didn't even touch it. It's beautiful. We got the wall back together. Now we can start doing prep work for paint, which means we have to clean up the walls, do some sanding, hole filling, pulling out nails. Just get the walls generally ready for primer and paint. Since getting that wall back installed, we've turned to hole filling. So what we're doing is patching all the nail holes and screw holes. And as you can see, there was a lot of them. I don't know what they hung, but previous people have just hung a lot of things on these walls. So all around the room, we have these holes that need filling. That's done, that's dry. Now I'm going to turn to sanding. Sanding is just going to do 2 things. It's going to smooth out all the hole filler, and it's going to rough up the surface so that the paint sticks better. Now with that being said, I am doing this room a little bit different than we did the other bedroom for our daughter. On her room, she wanted her walls smooth and beautiful, and we did our best to cover up all the knot holes and imperfections like this and this. Well, our son, he made a special request. He said he likes the holes, he doesn't want the knots filled in, and he wants all the natural character of the wood. That's something we can definitely do for him. Now we are filling all the man-made holes and imperfections. So any dings, breaks, nails, we're filling those. But we're going to go ahead and leave all the natural wood defects. So for example, there's a hole right in the wood right there. Up here, you can see this knot has a lot of texture. So we're going to be leaving those alone, and that's going to make this room go a lot quicker because there was a lot less hole filler than we had to do previously. So there's nothing else to say about that. I'm going to put my mask on just so I don't have to breathe in sanding dust, and we're going to get to work, and I'll come back when the walls are all sanded and ready to go. Alright guys, I'm done sanding. That took a long time, but I think all the walls are done. They're done. That means that we can start getting ready for primer and paint. Obviously we have to dust them off. We're going to go through, we're going to clean them all off with a damp rag, with a dry rag, get all the dust off them, and then they're ready. Even though we're so close to painting, I still have to wait because there's one more job I want to do, and that's sanding the floor, but I'm going to give my hands a break before I get to that. We have this old heater vent, so we're just going to have to patch the subfloor and then piece in some flooring boards. We have plenty of leftovers that I can use, and we'll get that cleaned up nice. I might do that off camera. So that's the update for now. That's where we're at, and it's looking good. We made huge progress this week. So close to getting Maverick's room finished and him moved in. He's gonna love it. I hope I don't regret leaving the knots on the wall, but I think he's gonna like it. We'll see how it all works out. So there goes Ashley, in case you missed her. That's all we have for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.